Rambo's extremely easy to figure out. He's not a complex guy. It's right is right and wrong is wrong, and bad should be punished and the weak should be protected. And I think it really harkens back to the stories that we grew up on, and basically what mythology is based on. Well, I thought if I do the last Rambo, I wanted to be about something. I didn't want to be about a cape or about drugs, about jewel heists. I really wanted to be about humanity. And I asked around, I called Soldier of Fortune magazine and the United Nations. I said, what is the most underreported, most graphic and devastating abuse of human rights on the planet? And they said Burma. With Julie Benz, I needed a person that represents a person that just radiates this kind of optimism and believability, and also has tremendous acting and talent. Paul, for example, is not your classic leading man, which I didn't want. He looks real and he acts real, and I was very lucky to get him. And I had looked at so-called other semi-leading men, but I said I need a character man, somebody who really has character, because the character has character. So that was a big leap, because you normally would want sort of a love interest, and it's really not that at all. It's a tough balancing act. I thought this would be a little bit easier, but I realized to really get the entire weight of this picture, which is a story based about a reality, which is based on a reality, which is the basically genocide or planned genocide of the Karen people of Burma, and we set a fictional story within a realistic framework. So there's a tremendous responsibility to try to tell the Karen story, but also bring about a sense of drama and pacing with our fictional story. The crew has worked under unbelievable hardship. This has been something that has truly been a gloriously brutal experience. So I look at the crew and I say, you know what, this is something that's truly special in this day and age when the world has basically become mechanized. This is truly the last of the old school filmmaking, at least that I recall. Harder than anything I've ever done before, but also more rewarding. Well, we work daily in 109, 110 degree temperatures, and just no let up. And these people have to literally go through the jungles and be torn apart by nature and insects and snakes. And so there's a real camaraderie. I really didn't intend to direct, but after going through the Rocky Balboa experience, I realized that, if it's going to be the last vehicle of this character, I'd like to be involved in every aspect of it, because usually when someone else does it, you have regrets, and it doesn't have your personality to it. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to have Rambo directed by Rambo? And you know what I mean? It just cuts out the middleman, and it's just a direct through line and very pure. Also, I'd like to take on the responsibility of that, because if something does go wrong, I will have no regrets. I'll say, well, I did the best I can, and it's no one else's fault but mine. And then if it works, I'll just take all the credit. I try to think about the mind of the character and use that style to move the camera. Rambo is just multitasker. So the camera work is not frenetic, but it's visceral. It's not always as pristine and as modulated as many movies. In other words, I don't believe Rambo has any dolly tracking shots in his mind. He isn't a crane guy. It's ground level, in the trenches filmmaking, and it has a jittery quality about it, and it's visceral. What you call blood and guts handmade films, it's kind of like buying old furniture that's just really antique furniture that's well made. They just don't do it anymore. And I was talking to Governor Schwarzenegger about that. I said, we're kind of like relics. We're kind of like dinosaurs. What we used to do is museum stuff. It's not there anymore. Everything is now CGI and much more techno and much more sci-fi. This is as basic and as primitive and as real as you can get. The scope of it is very big, because these are small people in a vast, hostile wasteland, and I think the symbolism that nature is overwhelming, and as Rambo says, that really people, he feels that are just savage when left on their own, and we see a savage world that he's going to descend into. But in this journey into darkness, there's a sense of hope and spectacle. When I say spectacle, spectacle that man can rise above this sense of despair. And by saving her and trying to save the missionaries, he's also saving a part of himself.